محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. When you hear that we are going to talk about social media, is it haram or halal? I think I was saying to Brother Ahmed that some people don't want to hear that it's haram, so they avoid the subject because you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to know that, to be told that it is haram. Obviously, social media. If you look into um, Facebook and YouTube, and Instagram, and TikTok, and Reel, and all these things, the site itself, um, like surfing across the sites, there's a lot of benefits, a lot of harm. I myself benefited a lot from social media. I followed so many courses on social media. I followed the course on Usul al-Fiqh, Foundation of Islamic Sharia, and Usul al-Hadith, Foundation of Islamic Hadith of the Sunnah. I followed the course on Fiqh according to the four madhab, Wahb al-Zuhaili. It's around 350 lessons, and I learned a lot. I followed the Fiqh Shafi'i alone. So I personally benefited from Islamic point of view. The course and teaching of Sheikh Fuli Sha'rawi, the meaning of the Quran. Actually listened from end to end, all his, plus a lot of other scholars, the meaning of the Quran. I followed the course on purification of the heart by Yusuf Islam from, Hamza Yusuf from America, and quite few courses from Sohaib Webb and Siraj Wahhaj, and quite few American and Arab. A course on Usul al-Fiqh in Arabic and translated to English by Sheikh Abdullah bin Bayya, interviewed by Hamza Yusuf and translated that to him. Plus, quite a lot. I listened to several courses on macroeconomics and several courses on philosophy, and I followed a course on neuroscience. Although I come from psychiatric background, but I wanted to fill gaps and see what's new, neuroscience. So I spent a lot of time. I've been recently listening to a course on the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ by Ali Jum'ah from Egypt. Sheikh Ali Jum'ah, very, very well educated scholar. Yeah. And I'm following now Madhab Shafi'i, Musnad Imam Shafi'i, explained by Sheikh Yusri Jabr. So it is 66 lessons. I've finished 53 now. So social media for me, it was quite helpful. Helpful from also the other point, which I think the first site I wrote and uploaded was in 2001, and Muslim Doctor and Dentist Association and Salih Islamic Education, Salih which is SMCA, Salih Muslim Community Association. And then we started the SIEA, and I wrote a site on SIEA. A lot of knowledge on it, a lot of activity, a lot of feedback and things, and we opened a site on building bridges as well for non-Muslims. So for me, it was a source of learning and educating at the same time. But when you look into what's actually in the social media, there's a lot of things which is extremely beneficial and there are lots of things extremely harmful. Today they were talking about TikTok showing, or TikTok, one of the Instagram, one of that's showing children sexual abuse in a hidden way, that all their system to spot these sort of things failed. So there's a lot of, that's the dark web as well, which is used for criminality and abuse and all sorts. So there's a lot of harm. A lot of people enjoy harming others. There's a lot of science to teach youngsters how to commit suicide and how to and why they should feel depressed and amazing. I mean, as young as 12, 13 years old, becoming depressed because they were made depressed. If you keep depressing somebody, you are this or this, and then it might become. So when I looked into the Quran, what's in the Quran, so this ayah, one of the ayahs which is describe a lot of what's on social media, it's waste of time. A lot of it, what Allah Azza wa Jalla said, the believers will avoid void talk. But the void talk are not going to benefit, and that's if you escape being harmed. But so and so did so and so in Congo, in Bangladesh, in Japan, in I mean, luckily we don't know a lot of foreign languages, but now they're translating it. Now you go to any YouTube and you could get it in your language. Just go to the site and language is saved. So um, there is no escape sometimes. One of the benefits, actually, I benefited, forgot to mention, the physiotherapy. Physiotherapy, you search for certain physio for certain muscle problems or nerve problems, and you find intelligent people talking about it, and it does work. Some of the benefit, I mean, I had some pain for a while, so many people in private and NHS. And then when I finalized the diagnosis, went to the internet and searched for what treatment for that specific pain. You do this exercise for 90 seconds, gone. Amazing, like like a magic. My wife had some psoas muscle, and the GP didn't know. We went to Parkway Hospital, went private for physio. And then I was looking into the YouTube. I saw a video showing exactly the pain in her. So I read the video, I heard it, and then came to her. Look, just do this. And she did it, subhanAllah, again, like, instant recovery, because you try to get the treatment to the right diagnosis. But when you going back to look into what's in the Quran asking us to benefit, obviously we need to search for knowledge. And Allah Azza wa Jalla said, إنما يخشى الله إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. So the ulama, those who have the knowledge, will fear Allah Azza wa Jalla most. So it's become like obligatory to, or for your benefit to learn as much as possible about the universe, about the medics, and about chemistry, about any knowledge will bring you closer to Allah Azza wa Jalla. So just bring you the ayah yakhsha. إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. So those who have knowledge will be more fearful to Allah Azza wa Jalla. So those truly fear Allah among those His servants who have knowledge. So there's and Allah is exalted in might and forgiving. So if there's knowledge in the internet, you hear it. There's a lot on environment, a lot of the animal kingdom, a lot on agriculture, a lot of on general, all the part of science. So the more you are educated, the more you are closer to Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا, another one which is you are expected to ask Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. I'm trying to get the ayah. زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. So Allah asking His Prophet, which he has obviously a lot of knowledge. In spite of that, Allah expected him to ask for even more. Oh my Lord, advance me in knowledge. So that's what Allah asked Prophet Muhammad to ask him, to increase my knowledge. So from that end, yes, social media is actually good, especially YouTube, because YouTube have like lectures. and panoramas, reports, research. Um, I haven't seen in Facebook a lot. There's some scholars now transmit their teaching on Facebook lectures, um, but definitely TikTok. Last week he was in Denmark talking. Before that, he was in South Africa and Indonesia. So Alhamdulillah, he's managed to hit it right. Obviously, you need to always work on it, otherwise you go down. Um, so, but on one hand, could be waste of time. Then Allah Azza wa Jalla said, "ولا إذا جاءهم أمر من الخوف والجوع أذاعوا به." So one of the problems with social media that you find that people forward knowledge which should have been investigated first and sorted out by those in authority. A lot of rumors appeared on the time of the corona, which led to the death of a lot who were misled and mistold, misinformed, deliberately misled not to take the vaccines, and many died. Because imagine they told them that the vaccine, they put a microchip in your blood to know where you are, what you're doing, spy on you. You have 8 billion people. Who is sitting there spying on who? When the Berlin Wall fell and they went into East Germany, they found so many recordings to people spying on them. They still need probably 200 years to listen to it and find out who's against the government. Even by recording, they don't have enough people to listen to the recording on spot. So it was like really a waste of time. So here, Allah said, وإذا وجاءهم أمر من الأمن أو الخوف أذاعوا به ولو ردوه إلى الرسول وإلى أولي الأمر منهم لعلمه الذين يستنبطونه منهم ولولا فضل الله عليهم ورحمته لاتبعتم الشيطان إلا قليلا. So this ayah will kill rumors, will kill misinformation or disinformation, because Allah is saying it's when there comes to them some matters touching public safety or fear, they diverge it. And if they had referred it to the messenger and to those who are in charge of such information or expert, they will find out the truth from the false and protect them. And you should be careful and grateful to Allah because Shaitan will attempt to mislead you. So imagine, I had a lot of time text messages or emails or information came to me totally confabulated, and you chase the source, and it's all manufacturers, all not there. And then I say to the person, go back to the one who passed you this knowledge and ask him to remove it and tell people that it is a big lie and false information. The one who's annoyed me, you get an email that is a new convert, unfortunately died suddenly and there's nobody to bury him, and his funeral is going to be on Thursday, so please donate or attend. And that has been going around for the last 5-6 years. But they don't put date. He didn't say died on 1st of July 2026. He died yesterday. And his funeral on Thursday. I saw the same text message 4 years ago. Or they're plotting to do, CIA plotting to do this, and they're going to do this and this and this. And again, we had it before, the same email. Unfortunately, by the time I hear it from Britain, in 2 or 3 years, I hear it from Syria. It took, although instant, but it took 3 years to reach Syria and then come back to Britain. Yeah, I'm sure all of you had similar. Another ayah, and that's when people get into the haram. ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم. that insert Isra ayah 26, and this will get it for you inshallah. ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنه مسؤولا. ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم. Never spread or believe or follow or tell people things which you have no knowledge about it. And there's the social media full of this misinformation. And they tell you, unless you take that plant or that medicine or that, you're going to die. Forget all these medications about epilepsy and take that herbal whatever medicine. He had no idea what's we just want likes. We want to spread because people will click and listen. And the one who listening just forward it or something. That's where the sin starts. Why to forward it to anyone? You have no knowledge. Now I mentioned this physiotherapy. The physiotherapy, if you know the diagnosis really right, and you know the treatment which sorts that diagnosis, you find. You get people, if you do all this, if you do this, it will cure all the physical problems. No, it will not cure all the physical. There's nothing will cure everything. You need to be more specific and you need to know. And now they're talking about people asking ChatGPT or asking Gemini or asking DeepSeek or something. And they will respond to what information you give them. And if they get it right, it might not apply to you, but if you tell them the information, they will act according to the information. The doctor, he tell me something about an illness. I know this symptoms come in this illness, this is around 10 illnesses. I start asking you more symptoms to allocate your symptoms to a disease. So unless I ask you, you might not tell me. They give you example. I ask my nurses to collect the urine of a patient and tell me how much she drank, because I want to know whether kidneys are working, secreting enough, And they came back, the patient passing 4 liters of urine. How much she drinks a day? 2 liters. Yes, it's impossible. You can't drink 2 liters of water and pass 4 liters. No, this is exactly what we count how much she drank and we count how much she passed. Not a single time she goes to the loo, but she puts it in a bottle, we measure it before we throw it away. And then I went and asked the patient. I asked her a very simple question. I said, do you go yourself? Because every time they give her fluid, they record. She took 200 coffee, 300 ml tea, 500 ml water, all documented in and out, input, output. I asked a simple question. I said, do you help yourself to the tub and you drink? Oh, okay. She goes to the tub and drink water. She doesn't tell them. She only tell them, or only they know about what they gave her. But they don't actually, oh, nice to see you. Salam. I haven't seen you for 6 years, wasn't it? Many years. Right. So they didn't ask her. They record what they gave her, and they record what she passed out. But so you need ChatGPT is going to ask you questions about other symptoms, and ask about symptoms could be related to the first symptoms you mentioned. Sometimes the symptoms you mentioned might not be relevant anyway. You need to ask more and more, what do actually happen to you? What is this? What's that? Then you give the diagnosis. But they get from the ChatGPT, diagnosis is not relevant. ChatGPT didn't ask them about other symptoms, or Gemini, or DeepSeek, or whatever they have now. and they get now in deep trouble. And that's the government trying to sort out. I can't sort out. You have so many people across the globe who are using social media and they're getting information from there. I give my students homework online. I put MCQ online and they have to answer and it comes to me with the results. The computer, I tell the computer which one right, which one wrong, calculate the marks. I very quickly learned that if you tick everything, you might get 50%. So I made it that the right one you get plus 1 point, the wrong one you will get minus 1. And I found that people scored minus 5. They take everything and they get minus 5. But the one which annoyed me, they go and copy my questions, paste it on ChatGPT, and ask the ChatGPT to give the answer. ChatGPT will give them the answer. If I gave them handouts, PDF, they will upload the PDF, upload the questions, download the answers. But I discovered something that a lot of information on ChatGPT, on Islam is wrong. Wrong. Because how the ChatGPT or Shinmini or DeepSeek get the information? They go across all the sites, collect the information from all the sites, all the videos, all the chats, all the things, and whatever comes the largest, that's correct. This is wrong. Many people either they don't know or they deliberately misinform. Now, my grandson showed me today there's a demonstration in London or where is it? Manchester, London, somewhere, where the Shia are moving around, hitting themselves with punches. Have you seen it?
No, I don't know. I heard about it.
Yeah, he showed me the video, hitting themselves, mourning for the death of Hussein. So, what sort of information is this? Is this Islamic? Are you, if you're hitting yourself for the death of Hussein or the martyr, because he was killed? Ali was killed, his father, but why don't you hit yourself for Ali, who was killed by Muslim as well, or supposedly a Muslim? Why don't you hit yourself because Uthman was killed? Oh, we don't like Uthman. Okay, the Prophet was killed. He said after he tried the meat, a Jewish lady gave him the meat, told him it's poison, so he threw it away. But he said that the trace of poison absorbed by his mouth, he said it's kept hitting his body for a year. And then he said to Aisha, Hana qatru abhari. Now it's time for me to go because this poison have damaged, enough of my body. Why don't we hit ourselves because the Prophet was killed and Hamza was killed. So the computer will take ChatGPT or Gemini will collect all this information. How many you have? Oh, this is information about Islam. Apparently, they walk on the street and themselves with the chain bundles and, and hit themselves because why? Because Hussein died. Oh, this is the religion of Islam. Oh, thank you for letting me know. So ولا تقف ما ليس لك بعلم. But he's not going to find the ilm anyway correctly even. They discovered that the ChatGPT manufacture references doesn't exist. Appeared in so a journal in Harvard University, in Mayo Clinic, they give you big names, Oxford published this. So that's another one. ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم. The social media is fond of frightening you. Don't ever try to challenge CIA or PI or MI5 or MI6. So this ayah in Surah Al-Imran, Allah said, in Ghazwat Al-Ahzab, they said, the rumor came spread, قال لهم الناس إن الناس قد جمعوا لكم فاخشوهم. The alliance, because Quraysh went and collected all Ghatafan and other people from Taif and things and brought 10,000 fighters to attack the Prophet ﷺ and the Muslim Medina, and they made agreement with Bani Qurayza in the south of Medina to jump from the back and in between the Muslim, the hypocrite. So, which is quite a lot. And when people said, came to the believer, said, "Inna nasa qad jama'u lakum." There's a lot of people being collected by Quraysh to fight you, so fear them. And here what social media do? They put in your mind that you are never going to win against Israel, never going to win against America, not going to win against Iran. They put a lot of information to frighten you that you should never try. So, but the believers with the Prophet فزادهم إيمانا وقالوا حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. That made them more believers because they said هذا ما وعدنا الله ورسوله وصدق الله ورسوله. We were told they will be fought against, and that promise from Allah was true. Here you are. It's correct. They came to fight us. Obviously, they were well prepared, and because they were so obedient to Allah, their belief in Allah was so powerful, their trust in Allah was so powerful, they learned the lesson from Uhud. So they were listening to the Prophet from end to end. So Allah rewarded them. فانقلبوا بنعمة من الله وفضل لم يمسسهم سوء. The tornado came, blew away all the Quraysh and their alliances, and the Sahabi managed to split the alliance between the Bani Qurayza and the Qurayshi, and Bani Qurayza never involved in the fight, and obviously the hypocrites tried to hide, here and there. And the believers, the Muslim, won the war without a single fight. There were only one fight between Ali ibn Abi Talib and Ibn Wid, the fighter, and he killed them. There's no other fights. But they collected all what they left behind. So social media is exactly doing us what we are experienced with the time of the Prophet ﷺ, and following that. That they try shaitan. There's another ayah in ذلك الشيطان يخوف أولياءه. Shaitan is trying to make you fear his alliances, his followers. So Shaitan wants us to fear his followers, and it is there. So this common in social media, it's becoming like social media, becoming like it's haram for anybody to look into social media. It should be a filter, actually. News come to a filter. We should have like a a certain French TV and the British TV. They go to the whatever published in social media, and they investigate the reality behind it. They go and vet it and see whether it's correct or not. And many pictures came like there's a explosion and the people destroyed, and they show you the pictures and the video. But that happened 10 years ago somewhere else. They bring all sorts of misinformation deliberately to frighten you. Oh, going to be you tomorrow. So this is another ayah. It's Surah Al-Imran. Now, things which come like, using foul language and to fight or insult people. That's really in the Quran is very well 148. It seems that I will have to scroll down. لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول. and 48. No, 49. Yeah. لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم. Allah does not like evil, foul language and noises in public, unless you are the victim and you are saying it in court, reporting it in court. And if you look into the social media, it's full of foul language. It's full of abuse, it's full of rubbish. try to disagree with somebody about his thoughts. when when there were attacks between the Hamas and the Israelis, and I voiced opinion what I see myself that's strong and oh my God, there's gone somebody from Coventry, somebody from Stoke, and somebody from Birmingham. The foul language they directed towards me, it's unbelievable.
On what account? What did you say to them?
I said in Islam, it's five times Allah said, لا تزر وازرة وزر أخرى. No soul carry the burden of another soul. So if the Jews came and killed the Palestinians and invaded Palestine, took the land, it doesn't give you the freedom to go and kill those who are attending a music festival. Because they have nothing to do with the other guys, even if they were their fathers or their relatives. So Islam doesn't allow you. On what basis Hamas allowed itself to go and kill these coming to celebrate music festival? Oh, I became so traitor and all sorts of things mentioned. And three, four, or five of them actually used to pray with us on Friday. They stopped coming. And one of them, I know him, is supposed to be a professor in Birmingham. And he wrote to me, I'm ashamed to be a friend of you. Okay. And then there's a text message spread. One of my friends is actually on that loop. He passed it to me. Avoid Dr. Ghulam by all means. What can you do? Social media in
You
action.
got the wrong impression that you were supporting Israel against the Palestinians, which is not what
I'm
you
not
were
talking
doing.
about, I'm talking about the rules in Islam. Follow the rules in Islam, you're safe. Don't follow. And then 3 years passed or something, 95% of Gaza destroyed, hundreds of thousands killed. Why Allah didn't support them? Why Allah didn't defend them? So they must, Allah didn't defend the people in Uhud when they left the mark, the mountain came down. He was supposed to stay on the mountain. The Prophet ﷺ told you, you broke his order. Allah didn't save them. 70 was killed, including Hamza, his own uncle, beloved to Prophet ﷺ, one of two who supported Islam in the very hard time, Umar ibn Khattab and Hamza ibn Abi Talib. And he was killed. By what? The fall. Break the rules of Allah Azza wa Jal, you lose out. So that's what.
Is it similar for the Palestinians? Like, where did they go wrong?
This is what I'm saying. They went and killed these people who are.
It's a very complicated topic because some believe they went innocent. If you are an Israeli citizen, then by default you have to take part in the army. You are army reserve.
But but that's again, in this, according to Islam, you're only allowed to fight the fighter who's fighting you. So وقاتلوا في سبيل الله الذين يقاتلونكم.
They were soldiers, or if you are Israeli citizen.
This is what they say. You know, there are soldiers in the reserve army, but there's many of them actually even from abroad. They're not even Israelis. You blindly killed, like what Bin Laden did, blindly killed 4,500 in the Twin Towers. 385 of them were Muslims. There were few mosques in these Twin Towers praying Jummah. So this is the power of. So they felt in social media they could insult you so much and they get away with it. So it became like a platform for using foul language, abuse, insult, and all sorts of things. So this is become haram. You're allowing a platform to people to spread evil, to spread hate in the community. I know in Surah An-Najm, Ayah 32, this is a different way the social media is helping some people to النجم and ayah 32. We'll go to ayah 32. Here different things here. الذين يجتنبون كبائر الإثم والفواحش. Yeah. And then الذين يجتنبون كبائر الإثم والفواحش إلا اللمم إن ربك واسع المغفرة هو أعلم بكم إذ أنشأكم من الأرض وإذ أنتم أجنة في أمهاتكم في بطون أمهاتكم فلا تزكوا أنفسكم. So this only this I want to mention. فلا تزكوا أنفسكم. Do not praise yourself. Do not justify for yourself to say you are pure, you are good, because Allah knows those who are pious. Justify not yourself. تزكوا from tazkiyah, praise yourself. So do not praise yourself. And the social media is full of this. People probably, I am the brave, I went to this, I went to that, I'm the scientist, I'm this, and they bring you pictures and what else. It's like one put a picture on Facebook, on my way to Dubai. Have you seen it? No.
It's full of all these things.
And he showed the picture. He's sitting in the seat in the plane. Have you seen it? No, not private jet. and looking from the window outside. And what it is? It's a gallon of oil. He removed the paper, and the gallon looked out of its window, an aeroplane window. Oh, he wasn't in the plane, he wasn't. But the first time we look at it, you think, oh my God, if it's your friend, obviously. So we will try to praise themselves. Another ayah which is perhaps express it more in certain. لا تحسبن الذين يفرحون بما أوتوا ويحبون أن يحمدوا بما لم يفعلوا فلا تحسبنهم بمفازة من العذاب ولهم عذاب أليم. Do not think not that those who exult in what they have brought about and love to be praised for things they haven't done, think escape the penalty. They will not. They are proud. We've given this, we give especially these donations to the charities and things, show off, and they love it, and they want to be praised for something they've never done. Don't think they will escape punishment. And social media is full of it. It's full of it. People just want to be praised. Another one in certain Am, different subject, Surah number 6, and ayah 108. This is again different way in getting things wrong on the internet. Allah said, وَلَا تَسُبُّوا الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ فَيَسُبُّوا اللَّهَ عَدْوًا بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ. Do not you those whom they call upon beside Allah. I find their English is a bit difficult. So
I think revile means
do not
say bad things against them.
Yeah, this is the ayah. Do not insult their gods because they will insult your God without knowing your God. And that's internet full of it. Muslims try to prove Islam better, they insult Christian or Jew or Hindu or Sikh or whatever, and they get insulted. They swear at us. Why you open that? And that's full. Internet is full of it. Social media is full of it. And unfortunately, not only between Muslim and non-Muslim, between Muslim and Muslims. I saw a lot of, when Ali Jum'ah was not siding with the Muslimin in Egypt, Muslim Brotherhood, they went and started looking into his recording and they cut the words and they stick things together. I mean, I do it when I edit my lectures, my talk, and they could make you say things which is you never said because they cut pieces, removed it, and stuck the rest together. And he was saying, "اضرب بالمليان," the phrase. He was saying about something else. They took it as if he's saying to the Egyptian army, "Shoot to kill the Muslim Brotherhood." And they went and advertised it on the net. Look what this Sheikh Ali Juma is saying. But I heard him talking on the same subject, but it's nothing to do with hitting or shooting to kill. So they deliberately twisted that to make it look at.
It's not just that. I remember we had a long discussion when Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, went to a Hindu temple and people were slating him. And I'm thinking, he's only gone there as a mark of respect. He's a leader of a multi-faith, multicultural city.
Yeah.
You know, he needs to represent everyone. He needs to attend all these things. And a lot of people were just cursing him.
You mean Muslims?
Yeah, on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Brotherhood, I think it's run by Hub.
Yeah.
I think you can't do that.
And there's a lot of it. Now it's even worse. They go to the AI and they create an image like Sadiq Khan, and he says it doesn't say it.
When I said to them, this is all wrong, they said, we're getting worried about you.
The ayah, the surah, which full of advice how to deal with the social media is in Surah Al-Hujurat. So, talking about Muslims should not raise their voice in front of the Prophet, in the presence of the Prophet, and then he come and tell about things you should not do. Like this ayah, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا ما فعلتم نادمين. If a wicked person comes to you with any news, find out, because you could react in a way make you regret later. And that's the social media, full of it. Full of it. And they back it up with some videos, back it up with some quotation, and they change the things. But please go and investigate before you react. So this is... It's 49, so it's Hujurat, yeah. And then Allah said again, إن طائفتان من المؤمنين اقتتلوا فأصلحوا بينهما. Like it happened in Libya, they're fighting each other, and some supported this group to fight more, and some supported that group instead of reconcile between them. Happened again in Sudan, happened again in Yemen, it happened in Syria, it happened in Lebanon, it's happening every day. So where the ayah is saying that you should bring them all together to peace. If one refuses, then you all fight the one who refused until they accept peace. And that again, in social media, they bring you an item, especially after the revolution in Syria, there's a lot of items that never happened. Explosion in Damascus. No explosion. No.
So in the situation in Israel and Palestine, with all these like talks of like treaties, not treaties, but ceasefires happening, and then one side saying, oh, they refused, and the other side saying they refused the ceasefire. What is how do they go about finding peace and reconciling?
In Islam, Allah mentioned in the Quran, كلما عاهدوا عهدا نبذه فريق منهم. Every time you sign a treaty with the Jewish, Israelis, some of them were rejected. And that happened numerous times between Palestinians and Israelis. New government come, cancel all the agreement. Even the same government, somebody come, refuse. In Syria, when this new government took place, Ahmed al-Shah, he went and signed an agreement with them about respecting 1974 treaty, whatever. And then they changed their mind. And then they came, we need to talk about it. I said, there's no second talk. We talked, we agreed, we signed. That's it. I'm not going to go into another talk, agreed, signed, you refuse. Again, another talk, another talk, another talk. The Prophet ﷺ was never allowing a second choice. Second time. Okay, let's do it again. No. You signed, you agreed, you betrayed, talk with them. Why you went to the third talk? Yeah? Because this is what's unfortunately has been happening, that they allow them a second talk, a third talk. While, in fact, first talk, we stick to it. That's it. There's no second talk. Because this is their habit for the last 5,000 years. It's not new. The sons of Israel have been like this for thousands of years. So you need to go back to how the Prophet ﷺ dealt with them. He agreed with the Bani Qurayza to protect Medina. Bani Qurayza broke the agreement. There's no second talk. He, Bani Qurayza, he said to them, who you want to judge your fate? And they said Sa'd ibn Mu'az, because he was partner with them, trade with them, they loved him. So Sa'd came and he was injured. He said, my view is that the men should be killed and the women and children should be taken as slaves. And that was the end of Bani Qurayza. It wasn't the Prophet who judged. It's when somebody they chose. So when you give them a second chance, a third chance, for who tells you they're going to be truthful, faithful the second time, the third time? So let's come back to, are you actually looking at the seerah? Are you applying and taking um, uh, lessons from the Prophet, some way of running wars and running peace? And so, فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَهُمْ. Again, another ayah, لَا يَسْخَرْ قَوْمٌ مِّن قَوْمٍ. No people should be ridicule other people, sarcastic towards other people, because they might be better than you. وَلَا نِسَاءٌ, not even women should be sarcastic towards another woman. And do not say offensive language against your enemy. And do not be wicked against them. So the social media are full of them, full of this. They become ridiculous in a way that I blocked quite a few, because I'm not after. I'm after intelligent discussion, intelligent, polite argument and things. When you come to, and they go to filthy language, which you just block them. يعني اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن. That's full of social media, a lot of paranoid ideations against each other, and a lot of spies. They spy on each other. They block somebody they don't like to backbite them. Oh, I'm talking on social media, yeah, but you blocked him. He's not going to know. So you're backbiting him. ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا. There's a lot of it, full of it. And because I keep eating the body of your blood brothers. You all the same. خلقناكم ذكرا the same. Racism is full of racism and hate on social media. يمنون عليك أن أسلموا. There's a lot of Muslim social media. Oh, we are the good one. We are the what they call it, the Najia. We are the group. We are the only one who are going to go to Jannah. Everybody is going to Jannah. And they say it on the social media, full of it. Now, when you go to social media, because at the beginning, writing sites were expensive and costly, a lot of sites written by Wahhabi in Saudi, full of it. And when AI went searching, if you ask about a view, you might easily get a view of Wahhabi or Muslimin or Shia or whatever, because social media is not going to investigate what is right, what's wrong. Social media, what is more talked about, and the algorithm. I mean, if you go to search like a site, Alibaba or Temu or Amazon, it will start bringing things which seem to be of concern to you. So you will find that they will always bring trousers and things. Or you ask for trousers.